The truth is, I'm a victim of a known criminal industry. In fact, we all are and don't even know it. The industry I'm talking about is in the business of buying and selling people, specifically mothers, fathers, and their children. You might be asking yourself, but this sounds a lot like human trafficking, and what does this have to do with me? Let's get into it. I'm Moses Farrow, trauma therapist, educator, and activist, exposing the truth about the human trafficking industry and helping you deprogram the propaganda behind this global culture of coercion. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to my channel. So what is human trafficking? According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of people through force, fraud, or deception with the aim of exploiting them for profit. Let's translate that into what we see every day in the child supply markets, specifically the child policing market. The industry is constantly recruiting mothers, fathers, and families as suppliers of their children. This often involves coercion, deception, and force, so they give up their child and made to believe it is their choice. Trafficking victims often describe being dehumanized as their rights and legal status are taken away by their traffickers. Next, the child is put through a commodification process. This involves the transfer and transportation to a temporary or permanent placement, where they are received by the people who purchased them. This is a process that turns these children into disposable people who have been bought to serve a purpose. In essence, they are made into slaves. Let's pause on this point and ask ourselves, why are we taking children from their families and allowing people to buy them? This industry has normalized this and tricked us into seeing this as a viable business with jobs and salaries and fees, backed by laws and policies. So, doesn't this make it okay? It's legal after all. Regardless of legality, it is clearly human trafficking. Do you see it too? Let me know in the comments. How am I a victim in this industry? I was just a toddler when I was taken from my homeland of South Korea. I am one of over 200,000 Korean children who were recruited, transferred, and transported around the world as a solution to revitalize a war-torn country. Having been born with cerebral palsy, a physical disability, I've been told I was unwanted and difficult to place. It has taken me well into adulthood to learn the truth about this industry and the global child supply market that has trafficked millions of children for the purpose of exploitation, child labor, and ethnic cleansing. With this truth, I have reclaimed my origin story, aligning it with what the industry has done to indigenous people. I am Korean, and I was taken from my homeland. The big question is, how are you a victim of this industry? Putting it this way sounds outrageous, doesn't it? But the industry has come up with words that hide its crimes. These words act like a smokescreen. So you know these words. They show up in commercials, TV shows, movies, plot lines, really everywhere. Adoption, foster care, surrogacy, IVF, egg donation are the leading child supply markets for the human trafficking industry. I get that this sounds unbelievable to anyone who's hearing this for the first time. But before you stop the video, let's take another pause on this point. Is it making sense to you, given what we've covered so far? I know this might be shocking to hear, so share your thoughts in the comments. This industry has grown so big that it's no longer interested in just teen moms, low-income families, or drug-addicted parents. It is now after the entire human race. Let me explain. As the industry has shifted markets over the years, from domestic to international, from same race to transracial, infants to older children, and now unborn children, eggs, embryos, IVF, and surrogacy is where the biggest profits are made. Surrogacy alone is projected to grow from $24 billion today to over $200 billion in the next 7 to 9 years. This is worldwide. These newer markets aren't about placing children who need homes and families. These markets are about giving people the ability to play out a new fantasy from the moment of conception, moving towards a marketplace of genetically designed babies. Imagine future generations of human beings will be produced by this industry. We will continue to be brainwashed into fully normalizing the idea of purchasing people. This isn't just about adoption anymore. It has already started an ethics war centered on reproductive rights, women's health, and human commodification. As a global multi-billion-dollar industry, the outcome of this ethics war will leave industry leaders with only one solution: human reproduction without humans. In vitro gametogenesis is already being pursued, making lab-grown babies closer to a reality in the not-so-distant future. IVG will replace surrogacy and egg donation that are already proving to be a social policy and bioethical hassle. As the industry continues to seek bigger markets with bigger profits, we are now all victims of the slow but steady marketing and promotion that continues to brainwash us into thinking that turning all of us into slaves is in our best interest. What adds insult to injury is that the industry has us celebrating our own approaching enslavement. What can we do to prevent this from happening? Today, starting with this very moment, you can begin by deprogramming yourself from the propaganda and deactivate the brainwashing. You can liberate yourself from the industry's control of the narratives you've accepted. Realize the human trafficking industry uses propaganda to run a global child supply market. Adoption, foster care, surrogacy, IVF, egg donation are all supplying human beings that the industry turns into disposable commodities. And infants and children are being disposed of right before our very eyes. Our society remains complicit as hundreds and thousands of infants and children are turning up dead. To put a stop to this, we start by deprogramming ourselves, and then we can expose the industry and the crimes it works hard to keep hidden from us. Consider this your deprogramming lesson of the day. Let me know your thoughts and share your questions you may have in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.